Hey everybody, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics and welcome to another episode of New Arrivals. I'm standing here because I lost this week. Michael won with his BB King Rumble in the Jungle. We combined all the votes from our Instagram and the YouTube and Michael is the winner. So I think it's 3 against 1, is that correct? We'll check that out. As always, let us know which is your favorite. Vote on our community post. Who did you vote for?
I voted for you.
Of course. So, let's go! I just played this guitar a few minutes ago. We're looking at a very, very old Martin. What year?
1896.
1896, pre-1900. 2.5, 18, so with mahogany buttons? No.
No, it's rosewood.
So the 18 from that period is not yet the mahogany 18. Really great when you play fingerstyle. Let's have a look. Collector's Choice, 1959. This guitar is called Sandy. So I believe that this will be an exact replica of an existing 59 Les Paul that belongs to somebody. And they replicate every minor detail up to a molecular level. Coolest looking case in the store right now. I think Colin already expected me to pick this one. An L-Series Jaguar A64. Yeah, this is a really, really great Jaguar. It has the mastery bridge for some more stability and a better intonation. This is a great sounding guitar. It's definitely my top contender right now, but I'll just wait a little bit. I'll leave this out. The 49 J50. I think Maico is going to pick this guitar. Ooh. There we go. A 1959 Gibson. A Les Paul Jr. double cut 59. I would be stupid if this wasn't my pick. I have to pick this as my first guitar for this New Arrivals.
Hey Milo.
Hey everybody, just wanted to remind you that we have an autumn sale until the end of October. We have up to 35% discount, so check out our website right now.
Today is a good day, and this week is a good week. Thank you everyone, because I got my first point. You all voted for the BB King Rumble in the Jungle Madungle, and we're gonna look for some more guitars. Wow, Colin, what do you have here?
I knew this. I have a really old Martin here.
What are we looking at? It's a Martin
2.5 size.
2.5 size from
Style from
1896, and it comes with steel strings, but
slightly well.
I will remember this because it's a very interesting one. I've also seen something very interesting, which is this. And if you all remember, a few weeks ago, I found a very beautiful Gibson J50. We've got another one in. And this one's from, it's even older. Last time I had a J50 from 51, and this one is from 49.
I think Michael is going to pick this guitar.
And classic J50s are one of my favorites if it goes about vintage guitars. This might just end up being one of my first guitars, but it's too soon to choose already. So let's have a little look around.
Let's give some love to bass players out there. We don't do that enough. A Music Master bass. Very short scale bass guitar. These short scale bass guitars, though they are tiny, they sound huge. Sometimes they have even more bass and response than a full scale precision bass. I've played this before. Adrian Farmer. Her dad. Adrian works in our workshop and he builds amazing guitars. This is a really high quality instrument. Maybe I'll get back to the Jaguar, but I'll also leave this out because I might pick this one. Let's go to the store. I'm actually feeling a bit queasy today because I went to see the Substance movie in the cinema yesterday evening. I don't know if you are fans of gory movies, a lot of blood and body horror. If that's your thing, go see The Substance. I will never forget this for the rest of my life. Just wanted to mention, because it's getting colder here, I'm wearing a sweater now as well. And so the weather is changing, the humidity is changing, and it's a very good idea to have a look at what the humidity is in the room where you store your guitars. You can buy these devices that measure the humidity in your room. Anywhere between 45 and 55 is perfect. 40 and 60 is still okay. If you see during the winter that it dips below the 40, then you definitely need a humidifier. We use these Oasis humidifiers a lot in our store. You can just hang them between the strings. There are some pouches you can put in your gig bags. It's always good to store your guitars in the cases or in the gig bags, but just keep an eye on it because a lot of things can happen to wood when the humidity changes.
Stop me. This one, very curious, because as you saw, I have no idea what is in here. Wow, look at this. Have you ever seen one of those?
No.
With a P90? That's insane. The Rezo Electric Sunburst. Honestly, it's very interesting looking. Not my cup of tea for choosing a guitar for new arrivals, but man, if you're into this kind of style, it's a very unique instrument. This is a Gibson 125, 1962. I'm a big sucker for these, and I know that Tom is as well. And it might be a little bit less popular with most people out there, you included, but I think old archtobs are easily overlooked at. The nice thing about old archtobs though is that they are way more affordable than the acoustic counterparts of their same era. This is gonna be my first pick.
Drum fill. There it is, the new room. Rodi, what's your favorite guitar right now in the electric part of our store? If you had to pick one.
That's already in the store.
Yeah, can be old stock. I trust Rodi. He has a good taste in guitars.
This one, I think.
Right.
It's a Keith Richards guitar. That's all that matters.
So yeah, you can just save some money, just cut off the E string and just play it on stage, rock and roll. I think this was my favorite of the, not the previous, but that episode before that, the Collings Soko in this really cool finish. So it's still available, so check it out, peoples. Colin.
Jawel.
Anything else here that I should know about? Anything else that I should see? Because I wasn't here a few days last week, so
Wow.
not too boutique, maybe not too vintage, something new that came in.
But really good nevertheless.
Really good nevertheless. That's the most important thing. Oh, I didn't look in the studio yet. No. Another one for the bass players. This episode is bass heavy. This is a 64 P bass Olympic wide. We don't get a lot of vintage basses in normally. Definitely no L series Fenders.
Jesus.
1905. Is dit what the? Jesus. So we had a Martin from 1897, just a few years ahead. We're now in 1904, and we have a 028 extra strap button on the headstock. You don't see that anymore. Wow. Lost for words. I know I'm going to pick this as my second guitar, but before I do that, I wanted just to give the farmer one last big shout out. An amazing guitar, plays so comfortable. So if you're in the market for a Dreadnought, just try this out. Big shout out to Adrian Farmer, but the 028 from 1904 is my second pick.
I'm gonna choose another guitar. Instead of having Laura pick one for me, just got moved. Where did it go? Where did it go? He chose that one. I was looking for a 0028, but apparently he already stole it. Well, in that case, we go over here. Quick question. Has something really important entered the store last week which may have slipped my attention that should be in new arrivals?
Nice L5.
An L5.
Yeah, but it's downstairs.
I've already chosen an old archtop. I did get a nice tip to look at one guitar, so I'm going to show you that one. It's a Volksinger from '66 I saw.
Yeah.
Now this is where all the magic happens. This is where all the guitars come in. This might be the one we talked about. No, it is not. Something very cool anyways. If it's in here, because it's very light. Ta-da! That's what I thought. We got scammed. Could be in here. Ah, this is the Epiphone. A very cool Zenith from 1939. Very, very cool instrument. The only unfortunate thing is that I cannot choose this because all of the guitars that we put out in the store or show in the videos, they've been checked by us and this one hasn't been checked yet. I just wanted to show you guys, so here it is. Maybe next time. So the Volksinger is in here somewhere, but I can't find it right now. It might be a new arrivals next week, so keep an eye out for that, but let's go look for something else. Milo just did this, right? Yeah, he did. So I'm thinking, I've already got an archtop, but that's got a P90 in it, and I am reluctant to choose two electrics, so I'm going to choose one of the acoustics that I saw upstairs at the very beginning. Do you hear that? Beautiful. It's gotta be it, right?
I'll hand it over to you, Maico.
Is it gonna be this one or the J50? Well, I did a J50 last time.
Do this one.
I should do this one, right? You're not gonna get mad at me?
No, it's in good hands.
It's in good hands, all right. This is my second pick. Hey everybody,
Hi there.
there we are again.
Yeah.
We've chosen 4 guitars, 2 each, and thank you all for letting me win last week's battle, which was very close actually. It was
Very,
close.
very deserved.
Very close.
Very deserved.
But
Just
anyway,
as a reminder, the score right now is 3 against 1.
yep,
So pick it up, man.
we both chose an old Martin, so
Yeah, that's a real battle of the
even
of the
odd
old
this
Martins.
time, even odd.
So let's dive in quickly. Shall I
Yes,
begin
let's
with my first guitar?
Let's go.
My first pick.
What do you have?
I have this 1959
Mm-hmm. I know
Les
what this
Paul
is.
Junior double cut. So yeah, seeing a 59 Gibson is always something special. You know, we all have that image in our mind of 59. That's the year for Gibson. Then the Les Paul Junior, of course, it was a very much a student level, entry level guitar.
Bare bones guitar, yeah.
Bare bones guitar, just a slab of mahogany, no binding whatsoever, no carved tops, just one dog ear P90. So you do get a 59 Gibson, but you don't get all the ornaments
bells
of
and
the
whistles.
the bells and whistles of the
Yeah.
of the Les Paul.
Which makes this guitar actually quite interesting, I think, because of all those limitations. There's just one thing you got to do very well, which is play very well.
That's right. And you can get a lot of different tones. Everybody says that right now on the internet. You can do so much with a single P90. Also in the bridge, because it's in the bridge, and when you turn down the volume just a little bit, you still get some of the highs. You can get sort of an acoustic tone. It's quite special.
Sounds like something I would like to hear, though.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to mention before I'm going to play. In '58, they transitioned to the double cut model. So first it was the Les Paul with the single cut model.
Of course, yeah.
From '54, and then in '58 they transitioned to the double cut. You see them in '58, '59 with the black pickguard, also the tortoise pickguard as well. This one has a beautiful black pickguard. I've heard there is a black one out there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you find that, you're
Let us
very
know.
lucky. So first, just full on. So this is very much a rock guitar.
Yes, very
Let's
gnarly.
just turn it down a little.
Very, very beautiful bell-like, round,
Yeah.
warm, full sound.
Just a beautiful, clean tone. It's a really versatile guitar. It's a '59 Les Paul Jr. I think it's really cool just to see this.
Very awesome.
It's my first pick.
All right. Then let's transition from Gibson to my Gibson, which is something very different entirely, but also a dog ear P90 actually, not in the bridge, but in the neck. This is an ES 125 from 1962. And well, it's a beautiful archtop guitar. These guitars have a mahogany back, mahogany sides, maple top, and it's very straightforward for a lot of these archtops from that era, actually.
Also an entry-level archtop.
Also entry-level archtop, yeah. And this came in a lot of varieties. So you had like you have the TD, the TDCs, and all these things stand for thin line double cut. But this is the, well, without any extra accesses. So the ES 125. Without being a thin line.
Yeah.
The one thing that can be mentioned is that they started production of these guitars in 1941, actually. And yeah, so this is 11 years into making this beautiful guitar. It's what I like about this and why I sought it out is why I picked it is the fact that I think archtops can be a lot more popular. They are a little bit less popular than the electric counterparts from the same era. But
solid body counterparts.
Solid body counterparts, yeah. And of course, jazz kind of music is a bit more of a niche than rock is. But the nice thing about these guitars is that they're still very affordable in the tradable markets.
And we're talking
affordable. Yes, of course. It's relative. This is still a $4,500 something-ish guitar. It's not cheap money.
The same thing with the Les Paul Jr., which is also an affordable solid body guitar when you compare it to other 50s.
If you imagine that list, like gold top Les Pauls from 50s eras, you could sell a house for that. You know?
So we don't want to make it seem like these are cheap guitars whatsoever. True. So these are all very expensive guitars. The vintage guitar market has blown up incredibly, so everything is expensive.
Yeah, true, and it's another topic for another day. Yeah. But I think so that what I like about these is that this is something I could save up to and work up to as a musician, as to where other guitars from the same era are collectible.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of talk. Milo's gonna do some more playing. Once again, the edge of breakup that you heard on the other one, it's a Strymon Deco and a little bit of a Flint reverb, but we're turning off the Deco, so this is just guitar into amp.
Unmute me, baby. That sounds great.
I really love that round tone of the flat ones as well, but I love this. It's beautiful to me.
Very easy to play as well. I love this guitar. It sounds very big, luscious, full, and it's not too muddy.
Yeah, the neck pickup can be too muddy sometimes.
Can be muddy, but I don't think this is muddy at all. So
Let me take that from you.
great pick, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, let's go to your next pick.
So it was last episode, I believe, that I picked the 0028 from 1930.
Yes.
I found another O-sized Martin that's very, very old.
We found two very old ones, but this is the first one.
You will have seen it. We both saw also the very old Martin that was on Colin's desk. This was in the photo studio. We're looking at a 028 from the year 1904.
That's old.
It's just hard to imagine. This guitar is 120 years old.
Insane.
So an 028, O size, as we're used to. You have a slightly smaller one, style 2.5. This one, Brazilian rosewood, back and sides. We have a spruce top. We have a beautiful pyramid bridge. This one has been restored a little bit because there are some cracks here. Don't know if you can catch it. Maybe we shoot some pictures, but it has been refinished a little bit. It looks almost like the restoration that Roman Zajac did on the other old Martins. I don't know for sure if this is also the work of Roman Zajac of Rosewood Guitars.
Yeah,
but it could be because it's very
the guitar. Sorry, the guitar that Milo is referring to is that we now actually have two very old, well, three very old Martins, and the one that oh my God, Roman from Rosewood restored for us was also a 2.5 size from 1946.
18.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so 1850 or 1860, something like that. So what both these Martins have, what is interesting to mention is the bar frets. So these are a little bit different than the T-type frets that we're used to right now. Martin used them up until about 34, I believe. So with the bar frets, you don't need a truss rod in your neck. Because they sort of reinforce the neck. The way they fret a bar fret, the bar fret is bigger than the slot that it's going into, as far as I know. I'm not a luthier, but when you compress the bar fret, the bigger bar fret in the smaller slots, the wood has to go someplace.
It has to go somewhere,
and it stiffens the neck. So that's also what you can do with older Martins when you want to change the curvature of the neck. You can do a compression refret. So you do something along the same lines.
Very interesting.
You press in the frets so that the neck moves backwards. But enough talking. Let me just play a little bit for you. Fingerstyle as well.
Very beautiful.
A sound that you fall in love with immediately. This is, again, quite emotional.
I could feel that. So it's a really great guitar to choose. I'm not gonna lie.
If you have the opportunity to stop by our store and try this guitar out, please do it because it's quite an experience.
And talking about experiences, I've got an experience for you as well.
An older brother.
Because what I have right here is a beautiful Martin, like Milo mentioned before, 2.5 sized guitar from 1896. So this is 128 years old.
Before the 19th century, before 1900.
It's 19th century.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, and so we have two 19th century guitars by Martin in our store right now, and this is one of them. What I like about this one as compared to the other one is this one has steel strings on it. The other one has nylon strings on it, so that's a difference there.
It's more modern.
It's more modern, and one thing I forgot to mention is they used to call this the Style 18, and Milo mentioned before off camera that the nowadays D18 is mahogany.
Yeah, so when you hear 18, Martin 18 style, you already think that's a mahogany guitar.
Of course.
This one is a mahogany.
Obviously is not. This is rosewood.
Yeah.
Spruce.
Brazilian rosewood.
Yes, ebony fingerboard. And about this guitar, as far as refinishes and touch-ups go, we don't have all the details yet, but they will come up on the site once we've done a deep dive on that. One fun detail I wanted to share with you all before we listen to some playing is the fact that on the inside of the guitar, there's a stamp and it says New York. And maybe you know the story, but Martin started in New York in 1833, but he already moved to Pennsylvania in 1836. Nazareth, exactly. Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And so there's a lot of misconception about these stamps being in there, that the guitars were made in New York, but they were not.
No.
All of the guitars from 1836 upward were actually built in Pennsylvania, but the main distributor was in New York. So they stamped a New York stamp in there, and this happened up until 1898. So this is one of the last years that it had the New York stamp in it, actually.
And if you're interested in this story about the Martin history and the little Martin guitars, we did make a bench talk video about the even older small Martin guitar that we have in store, and the restoration of that guitar. So you can find it on our YouTube channel and watch it.
Let's listen.
Let's listen. I think this has to be played with fingers. You don't want to use a pick with this. So this one sounds so intimate, and it's a small sounding guitar, but that's what's special about it.
Yeah, it
has that intimate feel, where this is only a little bit smaller, but it sounds sort of more modern to my ears, bigger.
It does,
sounding.
yeah. First thing I noticed was that, of course, because of the fact that it's a smaller body, it sounds a bit stiffer.
Yeah.
So the sound that's coming from it, it sounds a bit smaller, but it's also a bit more direct. Yeah. That's where the 028 sounds like it's going into the room a little bit more, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So
I do agree, but it's just to have these two guitars in the same room it's incredible.
Martin history in the making.
So those were our picks. Of course, as always, it's not up to us to choose a favorite. It's up to you all. You can leave a comment on this video. We have a post in the community section of our YouTube channel.
Where you can vote.
Yeah, there's a poll there. You can vote for your favorite. So nothing else to say. We hope to see you next week for some new beautiful guitars. We have a lot of them.
A lot of them.
It's hard to pick 4 right now, so believe you that we have some pretty guitars next week.
Enough said.
Yep.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.